Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to WICERS 2019. Can I get a hello? Good afternoon. I'm sure all of you are looking up here saying, okay, that is not Jovita Moore. And I'm sad that you all, it's obvious that I'm not Jovita. But unfortunately, as is the case in a lot of our businesses, Jovita was called into a all hands on deck staff meeting today. I think there's a visitor in our city today. And I guess Channel 2 is gonna do a little bit of news coverage later. So I got asked to stand in for her, which is a tall order. So I'm gonna ask you all to bear with me. But I am Daphne Bryson Jackson. I am one of the proud co-founders of WICERS. And we are so excited to welcome you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are excited to welcome you to WICER's 5th anniversary. Can you all believe that? 5 years. We are excited by the support of so many of you in this room this afternoon, and we are excited that together we are celebrating WICER's 5th conference. We've come a long way with the support and encouragement of so many of you in this room. An enormous thank you to all of you for being here with us today. I know many of you have heard this story before, but it bears repeating. How and why we're here, how WICERS began. Several years ago, Jan Bryson and I attended a conference in New York, and as is the case with Jan, she looked around and she said, you know, this isn't that special. And she said, we could do this in Atlanta, and we could do it so much better. And I'm excited to say 5 years later, Jan, you were absolutely right. We have, and we did. Every year we work really hard to bring the best programming that will support each of you as you grow your businesses. And I think and hope you will agree that each year it gets better than the last, and that this, our 5th year, has been terrific. Jan, Heather, and I are seriously proud of the work of the WICERS Executive team. Much effort goes into making this conference meaningful and helpful to each and all of you. And so each year we choose a theme which focuses the programming and speakers. The themes chosen for each year reflect what WICERS sees as a way to focus the learning and networking that takes place when we get together. In honor of this 5th year anniversary, allow me to take a moment to remember our previous year's themes. Our first year, in 2015, WICERS knew its mission: explore, expand, enhance. In 2016, WICERS expanded that mission so that you and they would dream big, be bold, make it happen. 2017 brought the understanding that being successful would include breaking barriers, building dreams. Last year, in 2019, our theme accomplished the growth of what WICERS offers. The theme was a movement on the move. And this year, as you know, the theme celebrates all the previous themes and looks forward. 5 years in trending, the best is yet to come. We hope you agree. WICERS is in the business of helping women break through glass ceilings. We operate on the premise that women deserve equal opportunities, equal pay, no matter the industry or business. Surely not a unique concept, but it surely is a concept that remains elusive in so many areas. While women are making progress in the corporate world, women still make less than men. Women make 79 cents on the dollar. Progress, yes, but equal, absolutely not. Thank you all for being a part of WICERS. We are thrilled you're here. So let's get into our program. What I'd like to start by doing is introducing the folks who are on the dais with me today. So I'm going to start in the very back. We have Ms. Tran Nguyen, who is with the Burge Group, one of our longtime sponsors. She is a small businesswoman who is doing tremendous things at our airport, and we're excited to have you here, Tran. Next to Tran is Ms. Adrienne Brown, who's a part of the WICERS Executive team. She is head of Adrienne J. Media. She is a digital strategist, media strategist. There we go. I'm stumbling here. Next to Adrienne is my co-founder, Jan Bryson, who needs no introduction. Can we give applause for Jan, please? Jan recently became the chairwoman after all the years of being president of Benchmark. but Jan does so much for so many in our city, in our country, and we all owe a debt of gratitude to you. So thank you, Jan. Next to Jan is our other co-founder, Ms. Heather Fatzinger. So when Jan and I came up with the idea, well, when Jan came up with the idea and I said, okay, to doing WICERS, typical is the case when you want to do something big, you always have to have that person who really does the work, because that's not me. I'm a big idea. I can talk to you and sell you whatever I think I want to sell you. But when it comes to really doing that work and where the rubber meets the road, that's Heather Fatzinger. Heather is CEO of Full Circle Communication. Many of you know and have worked with Heather on projects around the city and around the Southeast. So Heather Fatzinger. Next to Heather is our favorite WICERS man, Mr. Dwayne Hurd. I don't think Dwayne needs any introduction either. He is, first and foremost, Jan's husband. But he is the brother that all of the WICERS ladies claim. You are knight in shining armor. About a week and a half ago, I had a flat tire on Boulevard, and my car coasted into the BP at the corner of Boulevard and Ralph McGill, a little sketchy. And I had some less than appealing gentlemen who were trying to change my tire for me. And the first person I thought to call was Dwayne Hurd. Fortunately, he and Jan had moved into the city, so he was only a few blocks away. Of course, he answered. 10 minutes later, he was there. Unfortunately, about 2 hours later, my tire got changed. But yeah, it was a lot. It was an effort. But Dwayne, we love you. We appreciate you. Dwayne is a concessionaire also at our airport, doing great work here in Atlanta and around the country. Mr. Dwayne Hurd. Next to Dwayne, we have Miss Natalie Knight. Natalie is with Jacobs. And Natalie has been a part of the WICERS team from the very beginning. But this year, Natalie really, went above and beyond. And Gary, I'm gonna tell you, she does yeoman work for Jacobs here and in the Southeast. And Natalie's just a rising star, and we're excited that she is a part of our WICERS family. Natalie Knight. So over here to my right and your left, we have our honorees for today. We have Mr. Howlie Davis, who I will do some more talking about later. But Howlie is a Vice President of Government Affairs with Jacobs as well. Howlie, to many of you, obviously is no stranger. He has been working in the government relations, political, community affairs space for years. It's just very special to the WICERS family. Next to him, this gorgeous young lady who definitely needs no introduction, Ms. Xernona Clayton. Here. Quite simply, an Atlanta treasure. She is the founder of the Trumpet Awards, which still goes on. And Ms. Clayton, I'm gonna tell you, I've never been invited to the Trumpet Awards, so I'm gonna do a real shameless plug up here today. Can I please come next year? Hey, you gotta get it when you can. There's an empty seat, and there's a young woman in our city who works hard every day for our city, and that is the very honorable Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who will be joining us when her schedule permits. So she will be here at some point during the luncheon. Next to the mayor is Mr. Gary Nuss. Let's see, and I'm just talking and I've lost my place, so I'm gonna find it, Gary. Well, Gary is also with Jacobs. And we wanna share that Jacobs stepped up this year to be WICER's signature sponsor. Thank you. There are a lot of people in the business community who talk a good game. They talk about inclusion, they talk about diversity, they talk about supporting small and women-owned businesses. But I am here to tell you personally that Jacobs puts its rubber to the road. You all stepped up in a really big and significant way, and we would not be here today without Jacobs. So Gary, thank you very much. And just for title's sake, he is a Senior Vice President, National Growth and Sales for Jacobs Engineering. All right. So my seat is here. Next to me is Miss Thea Washington Smith. And Thea is the founding executive director of the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, which is now an independent agency created to lift women both professionally and in quality of life issues. We, as we call it, was launched in January 2015 by Mayor Kasim Reed as an incubator for Atlanta women business owners to grow their businesses while also providing community outreach, educational workshops, and mentorship. We is currently shepherding a second group of 15 women entrepreneurs working in technologically advanced environment with support in every area of their businesses and with support from each other. Thea has led an amazing effort in the women's entrepreneurship space. She is a national leader in that space. She moderated a panel yesterday that was just groundbreaking. I mean, it was amazing. And so Thea is a part of the WICERS Executive team. So thank you, Thea. Next to Thea, we are blessed to have with us this afternoon Rabbi Pamela J. Godfrey. She's the Dean of Jewish Studies at the Weber School, the only high school serving students from all Jewish backgrounds in Atlanta, Georgia. Rabbi Godfrey is no stranger to forging her own path. She is a fellow with Rabbis Without Borders, a LEAP fellow, and a certified speaker for the Interfaith Speakers Network. Rabbi Godfrey is also a ceramist, wow, and a member of the American Guild of Judaic Art. She is the author of Found in Translation, Common Words of Uncommon Wisdom. Thank you, Rabbi, for being with us today. And last but certainly not least, we have one of our WICERS favorites, Ms. Becky Hackenberg. Becky is with Stantec. Becky has been a WICERS supporter really since our very early days. She is always available to us, is always ready to jump in wherever asked, and serves with the greatest smile and laugh, and we appreciate you, Becky, so thank you for joining us today. So not sitting on our dais, we are fortunate this afternoon to have a number of elected officials with us who will be making presentations later, but I would like to recognize them, and I can't see where they're sitting, so I'm gonna just say their names. We are joined today by Chairman and CEO of Clayton County, Jeff Turner. Would you please stand, Chairman? There we go. And I don't know if the others have arrived, but we will also be joined, if not already, by CEO of DeKalb County, Mr. Michael Thurman, and Fulton County Commissioner Natalie Hall. Okay, so they are not here. So I'd now like to call on Thea for a special presentation.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We made it. It's day 2. We were just in the green room talking about how, number one, it's hard to believe it's been 5 years for WICERS, but it's also hard to believe it's day 2. It seems like just yesterday morning, we were all learning about body language and how not to hold our hands and how not to speak from our incredible opening speaker. So it's just amazing to see the momentum of the conference in these last 2 days, and hopefully it has been an incredibly valuable opportunity for each of you all to gain insight, to make new and meaningful connections, and to hopefully leave here with the lasting kind of relationships that can help drive community engagement forward, but also your individual careers, and for our entrepreneurs to make some great new business deals happen as well. And so that's really why I'm here this afternoon, is to talk about the entrepreneurship track of what we do at WICERS. We knew when we started the conference under Jan and Heather and Daphne's leadership 5 years ago that one of the most important things we could do is to really live the mission of empowered women empower women. And so what we wanted to do in thinking about that was make sure young people, young women actually, had an opportunity to have a seat not only at the table, but to be a part of the conversations that were happening around entrepreneurship and innovation in the city of Atlanta. I am certainly a witness to what it looks like when we have strong leadership, first by way of Mayor Kasim Reed, and certainly with Mayor Bottom's continuing help in bringing entrepreneurial vision to life by way of we being the only city-funded initiative of its kind in the country. And we are so proud that that is happening here in the community of Atlanta. So we know how important it is that we are becoming and really evolving as the center of gravity around entrepreneurship, particularly for women and for minorities. And we wanted that to be the fabric of the WICERS conference as well, creating access to opportunity for talented young people to bring their dreams to life. We know it is one thing to champion for young people being able to chase their dreams. It is a completely different thing to actually equip them with the resources and the knowledge they need to capture those dreams. And that's what we strive to do each day with WICERS in our work. And so with that, we launched a student pitch competition. And each year since our inception, we have celebrated and uplifted young people with some really creative, innovative, and impactful ideas happening right here in Atlanta that they are working on their college campuses. And this year was no different. We've seen an incredible momentum with this pitch competition each year. And for year 5, we welcomed a great group of students who just, I think, blew all of us away with their concepts, with their commitment to their concepts, and with how far they have already come in developing out these ideas. They presented to us yesterday during lunch. Many of you were in that room and got to see, and we shared with you then that we like to build on our momentum a bit at WICERS, and so we made you wait until today to find out who those young people, the winners of that competition, and to hear more from those young people. And so I am pleased to use this time now to invite our 3 contestants, if you will, or participants. It's not a game show, I shouldn't call you contestants. To invite our 3 participants back up to the stage. If you'll come to the right of the stage, I'm going to ask Dwayne Hurd, President and co-founder of Master Concessionaires, to join me. As you heard from Daphne, he has been one of our biggest supporters and allies, and particularly when it comes to the entrepreneurial track of WICERS, he has been very supportive of bringing this to life. So Dwayne is going to join me at the podium, and we're going to make some announcements. But first, I do want to take a moment to thank our judges from yesterday. They had a very difficult job. Tran was with us as one of our judges. Becky as well, and Jameen, who many of you heard on yesterday's panel, is up at Babson participating in the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. So we thought that was a pretty legitimate reason to not get to be here today. But sends good wishes and congratulations to the 3 of you. And now Dwayne is going to do the honors of telling us who the winner of yesterday's Big Ideas for a Bright Future student competition is.
But first, for all the ladies in the room, I'm about to give up the biggest male secret of all time. We want you ladies to know how powerful you really are. And if you didn't know it, know this. If men had to bear children, the earth would not be populated. And all the fellas know that. So that's how powerful you ladies are. And I want to say one thing to the contestants and all the other ladies in the room. I mentioned this yesterday, but there are a lot of people in the room who weren't there yesterday, and a good teacher repeats the lesson to make certain everyone gets it. In baseball, if you can hit the ball and get on base and average 300 for a career 10, 12 years, you're likely to end up in the Hall of Fame. Well, the other 7 out of 10 times means that you either hit out or struck out. So young ladies, whoever's first, whoever's second, whoever's third in this competition, you need to know this. Keep swinging the ball, because you're gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. You're going to strike out, you're going to hit out, but if you can get 3 out of 10 wins, you'll be there. So just want you to remember that. Thank you. Okay. Okay. We have done something to honor all 3 for just that reason, because they are all champions already, and just look forward to the future for each of them. So would like to call up Angela Prasuth, please.
Remind us of what your business idea is in your school.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angela Prasuth, and I'm a student at Georgia State University. My idea was to develop an app that helps students create a better experience on campus. So the main component was to create a virtual interactive map that helps students get their navigate their way through campus and around campus.
And Angela, we'd like to congratulate you with a check for $1,000, courtesy of partners from the Hudson Group. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Next, I'd like to call up Miss Maya Newton. Maya? You would step up and tell everyone you're...
Hi, everyone. My name is Maya Newton. I'm a student at Georgia State University studying CIS and Managerial Sciences. My business is a reward and donation-based crowdfunding platform that helps athletes in low-income communities.
And we'd like to congratulate Maya with the check for $2,000. Maya? And last, we'd like to call up the winner, Miss Lexi Newhouse. Lexi, congratulations.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexi Newhouse from Georgia State University. I'm majoring in media entrepreneurship, and my idea was an augmented reality app that allows students that are transitioning from picture books to picture-free novels to enhance their reading experience with a 3D augmented character that can ask quiz questions and provide some supplemental information to enhance their learning experience.
And would like to congratulate Lexi as our winner with a check for $3,000. Congratulations, Lexi. And thanks again to all the judges. Big hand, big hand.
All right. Let's have another round of applause for our young students. We have a process, or a tradition, I should say, at WICERS and at we do this at we too, of staying in touch with our young people and wanting to be helpful and supportive of your journey. So we'll look forward to hearing more about how you all continue to bring these great ideas to life. And you are now welcome to the WICERS family. So we look forward to supporting you as you all continue on your mission. Congratulations to each of you. Okay, it is now my pleasure to introduce Rabbi Pamela Gottfried to join me at the podium. And first, I'll tell you a bit about her. Since Rabbi Gottlieb's rabbinic ordination from the Jewish Theological Seminary in 1993, she has taught students of all ages in churches, colleges, community centers, mosques, retreat centers, schools, summer camps, and synagogues. Rabbi Gottfried, we look forward to your words. We know that now more than ever is a great time to hear some really compelling words from you, and appreciate you joining us for WICERS for year 5. If you'll join us at the podium. I'll take that out of your way. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for those lovely introductions. Ms. Jackson, Ms. Bryson, elected officials, esteemed members on the dais, Ms. Clayton and Mr. Davis. It is a privilege to join all of you at this WICERS conference as you mark 5 years of providing enrichment, support, and opportunities to women in non-traditional career spaces. As you heard, I am a woman who entered the Jewish Theological Seminary of America in New York just 2 years after the ordination of the first woman rabbi in the conservative movement in Judaism. At that time, there was only one female tenured professor on the entire faculty and none in the senior administration. So I am familiar with the challenges of forging a professional path in a traditionally male-dominated field. Fortunately, during my nearly 2 decades of serving as a rabbi and teacher in Metro Atlanta, I have been inspired by my colleagues, many mentors, and by all of my students. I am also inspired by all of you here at WICERS, and I feel such joy to be able to offer some words of blessing as we begin this luncheon and the presentation of awards honoring men and women of achievement. I'm especially delighted to be with you at this time in the Jewish holiday cycle, as we are in the middle of celebrating Passover, the season of our freedom and redemption. On the 7th day of the holiday, Friday morning of this week, Jews in synagogues all around the world will recite a passage from the Torah that is known as Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea. In the 16th chapter of the book of Exodus, which tells of Miriam's leadership in praising God, we will read, Vatikach Miriam HaNevi'ah, and the prophet Miriam raised her timbrel in her hand, Vatetzena kol hanashim achareha, and all the women followed her in dancing and singing and playing instruments and praising God, Shir l'Adonai ki ga'o ga'a. Sing to God who has been victorious. This afternoon, we too will sing praises to God who is the source of our strength. God, let us be like Miriam, the prophet, and all of the women who joined in song and celebration at the Sea of Reeds. Bless all of us at this gathering with continued success and great wisdom, so that we may raise each other up and celebrate together in the many years to come. Help us, God, to support one another as we create and nurture lasting partnerships in the community. Guide us, God, as we do the sacred work of reaching our potential that you endowed in us and in every human being when you created the world. Makor HaChaim, source of life. Help us recognize our gifts and share them with those around us, so that we may all continue to create, to grow, to flourish in our lives. And let us say, Amen.
Please enjoy your lunch. All right, thank you all. So we are going to get started back with our program, and we've got a little shift, so it's going to detour from the printed program a little bit, but I'm going to bring our dear friend, getting all kind of direction, instructions, advice. Thank you. When CEO Thurman finishes his video, we are going to bring him up. He is no stranger, obviously, to any of us. Michael L. Thurman became the Chief Executive Officer of DeKalb County, one of the most diverse counties in the Southeast, on January 1st, 2017. His primary mission is restoring trust in county government. His other priorities include adopting a balanced budget, ensuring accurate water bills, removing blight, offering summer youth employment, improving employee compensation, and fulfilling the federal/state sewer consent agreement, which I know is near and dear to many of you in this room. A former member of the Georgia General Assembly and the first African-American elected to a statewide office without prior appointment, he is widely regarded as a turnaround expert after fundamentally transforming the culture and enhancing operations of complex organizations such as the Georgia Division of Family and Children Services, the Georgia Department of Labor, and the DeKalb County School District. let's give a huge round of applause for DeKalb County CEO, Michael Thurman.
Good afternoon. First of all, on behalf of DeKalb's 750,000 residents, many of whom are seated in this luncheon today, I bring you greetings and I offer my congratulations to two of my dearest friends, the Brysons. The lady seated over my right shoulder has been and continues to be a person who has supported, has inspired, and encouraged me throughout my 3 decades plus in public service. And like you, I love Jan, but more importantly, I'm a little scared of Jan too. So. She's sophisticated, educated, refined, but Jan will take the earrings off on you when need be. Is this true? I love you and I appreciate you, and congratulations to all of you, business owners, entrepreneurs, women who are not just making money, but also making history. Each day that you enter into the workplace, into the arena of economic growth and opportunity. I have a proclamation that Chairman Turner suggested that I not read in its totality because he said the Clayton County proclamation is exactly the same as DeKalb. But I stand with my brother and the county commissioners and the people of DeKalb to recognize and celebrate this conference, to recognize and celebrate your work, to recognize and celebrate your vision, your dedication, and your commitment to economic opportunity, engagement, and assuring that prosperity is spread throughout Metro Atlanta, throughout the state, throughout our nation. And now, therefore, Ms. Clayton, is that all right? I'm gonna cut to the chase. Don't you just love Ms. Xernona Clayton? Give her a hand. Don't you just love her? When I was growing up, I always wanted to meet Ms. Xernona Clayton. I just always did, you know. And so finally, when I met her several years ago, I called my parents and I said, guess who knows my name? And it was just that important. And thank you for being just a legend, a saint, and a spirit in our community. Now, therefore, I, Michael L. Thurman, on behalf of DeKalb County and its more than 700,000 residents, do hereby proclaim April 24, 2019 as Women in Construction, Engineering, and Related Services Day in DeKalb County, Georgia. And with the unanimous consent of the Board of Commissioners, I hereby sign and present to you this day, this proclamation. Thank you and Godspeed as you continue to create jobs, to fulfill dreams, and lift up our communities. Thank you.
Is he proposing over here? Thank you so much, CEO Thurman. I hope everyone enjoyed their lunch. I kind of got off track because he told me he needed to get back to DeKalb County and do the people's work, so we wanted to accommodate him. But thank you for being here. We want to take a quick moment to thank all of our amazing sponsors. You know, ideas are just ideas until people and corporations step up to say we believe in you and we support you. Our sponsors have done just that. Each is listed on the program that you have. It's on the backside and on the screens. Well, they were up on the screens. But allow me again to mention Jacobs in particular as our lead sponsor. We are so grateful to them and to everyone who has ever supported WICERS financially, an attendee, our exhibitors, and certainly our sponsors. We want to say a huge thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's give them all a round of applause. I'm going to skip ahead then and bring up our dear friend from Clayton County. It is my pleasure to introduce, not to introduce, but just to share with you all some brief words about Chairman Jeff Turner. Chairman Turner he was elected in August of 2012. Prior to winning the election, he worked in law enforcement for over 23 years, beginning as a patrolman and rising through the ranks to the position of Chief of Police in March of 2007. Chief Jeffrey Turner was the first African-American Chief of Police in Clayton County. He has been proactive in the community. Mr. Turner acquired national accreditation for the police department, initiated the Citizens Police Academy, established a neighborhood watch program, and worked closely with the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention during his tenure as chief. Having resided in Clayton County for most of his life, Chairman Turner graduated from Morrow High School, earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in Criminal Justice, and went on to receive his Master's degree in Public Administration from Columbus State University. He is also a graduate of the FBI National Academy. Dedicated to the constituency of Clayton County, Mr. Turner devotes many hours to being out and about in the county, engaged in community activities, and listening to issues and concerns that are important to residents and businesses. Chairman Turner, please join me at the podium.
Good afternoon. So I hate the fact that good old CEO Michael Thurman has left the building. But the one thing that I want you to take notice of, if you look at your program, I was supposed to speak before him. I stood over there with him and outlined what the game plan was going to be. And next thing I know, he's speaking before me and he took all my lines. So I will definitely give him a payback much later. But let me say this. Well, first of all, I bring you greetings on behalf of the citizens of Clayton County as well as the Clayton County Board of Commissioners. And we are very, very proud of the work that this organization does each and every day. You know, there was something that was said in church on this past Sunday that resonated with me. The pastor said that when God created man, he created a model. But when he created a woman, he created his masterpiece. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause, okay? Now, fellas, don't get mad at me. I just happen to know my audience. And when it's predominantly women, you make sure that you say what your heart means. So, again, it is definitely a pleasure to be here celebrating 5 years of this organization, doing work in our communities, in the state, and throughout the country. And when Jan Bryson gives you a call and says she wants you to be a part of the program, you do just that. You become a part of the program. But I thank you for inviting me. I thank you for the love that you've always showed me down in Clayton County. You're a phenomenal woman, and I appreciate all that you do on a regular basis. Now, I, too, have a proclamation that is a bigger proclamation than CEO Thurman's. And I would read the last lines, but my font is so small that, well, I did see it. No, somebody might take a picture. No, that's not gonna work. But I'll read the proclamation. Basically states that Clayton County recognizes and celebrates WICERS 2019 5th Annual Conference. And I'm sure that everybody has had a great time at this conference. Take the information that you receive, tell others, spread the word, support this organization. And somebody said something earlier, that women have came a long way in our society. But how many of you know that we still have a long way to go when it comes to women's rights and equality? So we're all fighting for your rights. We're fighting for the right for you to do business and have a successful business in all of our communities. And at this time, I would ask Daphne and Jan to join me for a
Thank you so much, Chairman Turner. I think we all noticed that we had a special guest join us. So I'd like to take a few moments and just have us all acknowledge the 60th Mayor of the City of Atlanta, the Honorable Keisha Lance Bottoms. Come on, WICERS, we can do better than that. Let's go. Come on, WICERS. Thank you, Mayor. We'll hear from you shortly. Please enjoy your lunch. I'm sure you're running. So next, I'd like to bring up the woman in the House representing county government. We are thrilled to have Commissioner Natalie Hall with us from Fulton County. Natalie Hall is a Fulton County Commissioner for District 4, which encompasses the heart of Atlanta, downtown, midtown, Old Fourth Ward, and neighborhoods west of downtown Atlanta to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. In fact, this is the only district that is completely inside the city of Atlanta. With over 25 years of management experience in the public and private sectors, Ms. Hall previously served as the Chief of Staff to the late Fulton County District 4 Commissioner Joan Peen Gardner. On the County Commission, Commissioner Hall serves as the executive sponsor for Fulton's strategic priority, All People Are Healthy. She believes in a holistic approach to health that includes, but is not limited to, having good physical health, physical and mental health, access to healthy food, access to quality health care, gainful employment, and obtaining an overall quality of life that sustains the individual. Please join me in welcoming Commissioner Natalie Hall.
Well, my proclamation is bigger than both of theirs. Okay. Well, it is truly an honor. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners and the residents of District 4. And it is truly an honor and a privilege to be able to be here to present this proclamation, because after serving as a public servant for 6 years with the former District 4 Commissioner, the late Fulton County Commissioner Joan Garner, it is an honor to come full circle as your District 4 Commissioner. So, whereas the Women in Construction, Engineering, and Related Services Conference began 5 years ago as a conference for women in construction, engineering, and related services, and is an effort to help women learn, meet, and network with executives from the business and governmental worlds. And whereas WICERS will be returning to Atlanta, Georgia, April 23rd to 24th, 2019, for its 5th year with a theme of 5 years in trending, the best is yet to come. And whereas during this year's luncheon, participants will recognize Mrs. Xernona Clayton, Trumpet Awards founder, and Mr. Howlie Davis, Vice President of Government Relations, Jacobs Engineering with the WICERS Level Award. And whereas the WICERS Level Award is given annually to leaders who have played an integral role in advancing significant career opportunities for women. And whereas WICERS has grown beyond an annual conference to a 501c3 organization that also offers networking and educational opportunities during the year. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Fulton County Board of Commissioners commends the members of Women in Construction, Engineering, and Related Services for their steadfast commitment to supporting career advancement for women and does hereby proclaim April 23rd and 24th, 2019 as Women in Construction, Engineering, and Related Services Appreciation Days in Fulton County, Georgia. Congratulations.
You made that work, right?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Hall. We want to thank all of our elected officials that took time to be with us today. We also will be receiving a proclamation from the City of Atlanta Mayor. Councilwoman Marcy Overstreet could not be here today, so she wants us to come to, I think, the May 6th council meeting to receive a proclamation from the City of Atlanta City Council. So we are excited that our elected officials value what WICERS is doing, and they are certainly an integral part in all that we do, because without the legislation and without the effort, sometimes the muscle behind, the talk to make things really happen, we don't know where we'd be without them. So we want to say thank you again to all of our elected officials for their support. So I want to take a couple minutes, and I want to thank, first of all, our DJ back there, DJ Camille. DJ Camille has been with us every year of WICERS. I don't know that we could do this without her. She sets a tone and a vibe and an energy that is so amazing. And truly, in the spirit of WICERS, she has had a baby. We had him at our VIP reception the other night, little Charlie. She was pregnant one year DJing. So thank you so much for all you do and for your commitment to each of us. Next, I want to say a huge thank you, and I want you all to just help me thank the WICERS volunteers. Yeah, yes. Let me tell you. And right there is the leader of them. She happened to be, she's still working. Walking in the room is Angela Hunter. Guys, we could not do any of this without you and your heart and your team. If the volunteers are in the room, please stand. They're probably still outside working, eating outside. But we just want to say from the WICERS family how much we appreciate all that you all pour into this. You show up. I came down here this morning at 7:10. They were already here. Do I need something? Do you want, they're just on it. And, it's not easy sometimes to man those booths, and the registration, people get ugly and think they paid and haven't, and, the check didn't clear. And so they get beat up. And then everyone says, well, Daphne or Jan or Heather said I could come for free. They get it all. So we definitely want you all to know how much we appreciate you, and we certainly could not do any of this without you. So let's give them one more round of applause. Okay. All right. So I understand my video is ready. So we're going to look at the screen again.
In November of 2012, 17-year-old Jordan Davis was gunned down at a gas station in Jacksonville, Florida.
Everywhere I turn, Jordan, I see you. I keep remembering all the things we used to do and all the places we used to go.
The tragic loss of yet another black male due to gun violence swept national headlines and fueled a necessary conversation about racial tension. The loss also fueled the type of heartbreak a parent should never feel.
And he said, Jordan's been shot, and I just lost it. You know, everything I tried to protect him from, everything that I believed I was doing right to protect him from. And it wasn't enough. And in that moment, I just felt like it doesn't matter how hard we tried, it wasn't enough.
Determined to carry on her son's legacy, Lucy McBath decided to step up and step into politics, giving a voice to minority communities and others unfairly treated in the court of law and in public opinion.
Today, I join my colleagues and former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords to prevent more families from facing the horror and heartbreak brought by gun violence.
My passion for accepting this journey is just really, if Jordan were still alive today, it's just the care and the support and the love that I would be giving to him. I'm just transferring that on to people that I live among every day.
Sworn in to the 116th Congress in January of this year, McBath says her dedication to impact legislative policy also led to her becoming a part of history as part of one of the most diverse assemblies in congressional history.
In a freshman class and a class of the most numbers of minority women ever in a freshman class. I'm so excited to be a part of that, to say that I'm a part of this history at this time when I never imagined I would ever be in Washington as a legislator. Never.
Congresswoman McBath's passion to make a change mirrors that of women diversifying boardrooms, construction sites, and previously male-dominated industries in sweeping numbers. Women who are empowered by a cause, a passion, or a voice to make a difference in their respective industries.
Recognizing that you have power, and the two most powerful tools that you already have, everybody has, you just need to tap into it, is your mind and your voice.
That's pretty exciting when we have women who attend WICERS and become inspired to go out on their own and do their own thing. And WICERS is going to be here to come back to for us to continue to help you develop and reach your goals and your dreams.
This time has been referred to as the Year of the Woman. But while media headlines catch up, there is one critical organization which has been paving the way for women in various professions for more than 5 years. That has been the idea, the driving force behind WICERS, from its initial idea to encourage women in all fields to a movement driving the number of women leaders and entrepreneurs to higher levels.
WICERS has a reputation. WICERS helps to ensure we can meet those goals and bring quality, diverse group of contractors or consultants to the table to help us perform.
The WICERS brand also plants the seed of entrepreneurship and corporate success.
I myself am a product of WICERS. Like, I was going through a transition in my life and I really wanted to do so many things, and these women really empowered me.
When you're trying to actually be proactive in managing your career, what advice would you give to how do you go about that?
Regardless of the source of a woman's passion to succeed, WICERS stands in support and assistance.
As long as there are opportunities for us to decrease the marginalizations that women face, conferences like WICERS matter.
So proud of every woman that has decided to stand up and to create her own platform, to speak up and out about the things that are important to her, the things that matter to her and her families and her communities. By the fact that we are women makes us far more credible and able to do what people think we can't do.
The time is right now to take a hold of your opportunities and become a member of the WICERS Effect, the WICERS movement. 5 years and trending.
Let us not take each other for granted. And most importantly, let us not take these opportunities for granted. I just want to take a moment, she is not here, but I certainly want to take a moment to recognize Representative Lucy McBath and thank her as the mother of a 15-year-old son. I want to thank her for her courage, for the fight she brings every day to Congress. It's a tough job in a tough environment, but she's there on a mission, and she's representing us and our district and our state well. And so let's just give her a round of applause. So next, it's my pleasure to bring up another mother who I see over there, and I know you're Misty too. You have 3 boys, I only have 1. But it's our pleasure, Mayor Bottoms, to have you join us. You were here the other night, and you are always with us, and you are where you need to be. You support women, you support small business owners, and you support the city in a way that makes all of us proud every day. And so it's my pleasure to bring up the 60th Mayor of the City of Atlanta, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Well, thank you all for the very gracious welcome. If you all can call someone who's a graduating senior at Spelman College and tell them that I'm all right, that would be great too. It's an inside joke. I'm sure you'll hear about it. I don't think I've ever seen Daphne tear up before. And I think that it really speaks to how all of us feel, especially those of us who have young men in our lives. I've referred to my son Lance, my now 17-year-old, as my man-child in the promised land. And I think Congresswoman Macbeth really speaks to the strength and courage that it takes for us to exist in 2019 in America. And that is why it is so important for me personally to be able to call Daphne and Jan friend. Everybody should only hope to have a Jan Bryson in their life. Many of you all, I'm sure in this room, she is the most unselfish person that I know. So Jan, I am always grateful for your friendship and for your love and your support. And to Daphne and to Heather, this room is what it's all about. As I shared at the reception just last night, I have the great pleasure and honor of being a mayor in a long line of mayors in this city who've been intentional about what it means to have a seat at the table. And that seat at the table includes women and men of color, giving them the opportunity to compete and to compete in a way that is as good as it gets. And so I want you all to know that on behalf of the City of Atlanta, we're proud to support WICERS because WICERS really represents opportunity for our city. I'm very proud that you all, especially to our sponsors and also to the honorees, congratulations. I'm glad that you also recognize that the participation that we have for especially women and minorities in Atlanta is a model that is emulated across this country. And when so much that we have at stake right now is in jeopardy across this country, it's now more important than ever that we continue to bring people into the fold, to create opportunities and to create a pipeline for us to compete on every single level. So congratulations, WICERS, on 5 years. I said last night, big things happen at the WICERS convention. It was the first time that I was asked publicly if I was running for mayor right here at a WICERS setting. I can't remember what dance around answer I gave. And then it was the first time that all of the mayoral candidates were together in a forum at the WICERS convention. So I don't know, Jan, did anybody announce they're running for mayor? Okay, nobody announced. Thank God, we're good for another year. All right, well, thank you all and continued success, and God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, now to the fun stuff. We are recognizing two very special people this afternoon, and so I want Jan to come join me. Here we go. All right, so it's my honor. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
This is my script.
That's your script.
All right, I'll go first. Good afternoon. It is just wonderful to see all of you out here today, and thank you for being with us. I get really emotional, Mayor, because I just get real full, because I'm so grateful to the support that you all bring to this conference, and I want to say thank you. And for the sake of time, and we apologize that we're running just a tad bit behind, I am awed with the opportunity to introduce Ms. Xernona Clayton as our recipient of the WICERS 2019 Level Award. How does one talk about an icon, a woman whose impact on this city and on this country is huge? Well, I'm going to do my best. Xernona Clayton and her twin sister were born August 30th. Do I give the year? Okay. In Oklahoma. The parents of Reverend James and Lily were engaged in the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And in 1952, Ms. Clayton earned her BA, and she later earned a scholarship and pursued graduate studies at the University of Chicago. I'm not going to use that year either. She is married to Edward Clayton. No, I think I missed a page.
That's why I gave it to you, because I can't figure it out.
Yeah, it's like a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
just skip it.
Okay, where should I go then? I'm sorry, I apologize.
Just say we're
Okay. She is married to Paul. Xernona, help me, please. Don't read all of this? Okay. She needs no introduction, the truth of the matter. She is an icon, and for those of you who don't know her and know her story and know more about the Trumpet Awards, please tune in. She created a place for us to come to know and understand those who were somewhat unsung heroes and making accomplishments that we were not hearing about. And I had the awesome pleasure to be one of her first volunteers at the first Trumpet Awards in 1992. Without further ado, it is WICER's honor to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of Mrs. Xernona Clayton. She's going to kill me.
Mayor Bottoms, earlier, you weren't here, but they gave awards earlier, and they gave $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and then I thought I was going to be the next one, $4,000. And she can't even know who I'm married to. I'm glad he wasn't here. We got some strange names in my bio here. But I'm one proud woman who loves being a woman. But I also appreciate and respect all women. And today is a good example of what women can do. And so I'm proud to be here today. And also, we are all proud of our leader, a woman who has beauty and brains. So we're glad. So thank you, Jan, and all your membership participants for this great honor. Now, you know, all of us were born. But too many people are just here occupying space. And I'm going to tell you, those of you who are ministers, I'm going to paraphrase the Bible just a little bit to tell you a story. You know, all of you know of the story of Adam being in the garden, and he was told not to touch that tree because it had forbidden fruit on it. And so he was abiding by it for a while, but then he created Eve. Now, a lot of people talk about women talking a lot, and we have a curiosity, but I just said we have a natural way of wanting to know what our environment is all about. So Eve went over and plucked from the tree. And then she looked at Adam and said, Adam, you're naked. Well, Adam didn't even know that until Eve told him. So men have not known what condition they're in from that day to this unless women tell them. So women, keep on doing what you're doing. Now, next year, they told me that I'm going to be 90 years old. I heard that age is just a number, but that's not the one I picked, but somebody told me that I'm going to be 90. And Mayor, you're going to be the first to hear a secret. The secret is this. Next year, I've been told that they're going to celebrate me on my, what would people call my 90th birthday. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to be 90, but I'll hang around to see what's going to happen. But you know what? Seriously, Martin Luther King Jr. died at 36. That's young. But look at his record, how much he had done in 36 years. Then I looked at my life. I'm going to be here 90. What have I done? But Mayor, let me tell you what I'm going to do. It's a secret, but I'm going to tell you, nobody else, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do on my 90th birthday. Now, the city has been kind. They named a street after me, named a park after me, but next year, I'm going to start now. I'm going to build the beginning of the Xernona Clayton Village. I'm going to build a house. I ain't never built a house in my life. I don't even clean up my house. But I'm going to build a house for my birthday and move in a family in need, someone who's homeless today. But I'm going to start. And Jan, I'm going to call on all y'all because I don't know a thing about nothing. Except all of you in this room will be invited to help me build my first house to start the village. Going to be Xernona Clayton Village. I'm going to stick around a long time. Now, you all may not be here when time comes, because I'm going to stay here. That's what Willie Watkins said. They're going to get me ready. And I said, well, I'm not going yet. I'm going to stay here till the last one leaves, and then I'll die and move on. But I want to do something that would really benefit, because I talk about it all the time. I've done a few things in my life, but I want to make the kind of difference that's meaningful for somebody else. I'm so blessed. I can't help but do what I do because I'm so blessed. I'm on the brink of a 90-year birthday, and I've never, ever, ever been sick a day in my life. I'm blessed by a good Lord to have good health, no health issues. I want to be sure that when people look at me and ask the question, what have you done for others? Because that's what the good book says. Feed the hungry and clothe the naked. And Mayor Bottoms, under your watch, I'm going to start my village. And I'm going to call on everybody. I want the list of all the folk who came to lunch today so I can call you and help me because it takes money and energy. The other thing I'm going to do, Mayor, is, you know, we go to the Trumpet Awards and we have to go to Cobb County because we don't have a performing arts center in Atlanta that's big enough to house big productions. So we have to go out there and take our money to another county. I want to tell you that what I want to do is tap some of the money we have in Atlanta and build Atlanta a fine performing arts center in the city of Atlanta. And that's what I want to do. I'm energized by your thoughtfulness of naming me as a recipient of this award today. And I'm eternally grateful for you, but mainly I admire what you all are doing because it takes energy, time, and money to do something, to make a difference. All of us need each other to make a difference in our world. I'm reminded of a man who went out to play golf. He put the ball on the tee, took a full swing, hoping, of course, to hit the ball. Instead, he hit a hill of red ants. He was not dismayed by that, took another full swing, hoping, of course, to hit the ball. He hit the hill of red ants again. This got down to 2 remaining ants. This one ant said to the other ants, if we're going to survive, we better get on the ball. That's my message.
I really have no words. Please join us. We have a very brief, let me say this first. We're about 15 minutes from being done. So I want you all to hold on. We know we've run long. We've had a lot going on today. It's been a really special day. And so if you guys can give me 15 minutes, we'll be out of here. We've got a very brief presentation from Ms. Clayton we wanted to share with you all.
A tour with civil rights leader and pioneering broadcast executive, Xernona Clayton, points to the legacy of her body of work. It's a legacy of work which is less about her own individual accomplishments and all about her determination to lift up women and minorities with her fight for equality and justice.
Equal opportunity is what I preach. Equal opportunity is what I always use as my guide.
In 1967, Clayton became the first woman in the South to host her own regularly scheduled primetime TV show, The Xernona Clayton Show. During a time when TV stations and boardrooms were equally a boys' club, Clayton became a corporate executive at Turner Broadcasting System, where her 60-year career aptly placed her as one of the highest-ranking women there. But for Clayton, her position as one of the highest-ranking women at Turner was less about her and more about her ability to position other women in high-ranking positions where they, too, can make a change. But Clayton was still not finished meeting challenges head-on. Much like its founder, CEO, and president, the Trumpet Awards rose to the occasion and further. Fueled by her work with the SCLC and her dear friend, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Clayton remained committed to ensuring access to opportunity and inclusion for all.
Look now, one of my biggest moments for me is desegregating the hospitals.
From as far as a street named in her honor in Atlanta to this school in Ghana, West Africa, her name reminds us of her work for the rights of us all.
I've been so blessed myself, even as a youngster, that I'm always willing to share my blessings with somebody else, which means I'm always interested in doing what I can for others.
For that reason, congratulations, Xernona Clayton. You are a recipient of the 2019 WICERS Level Award.
Congratulations again. Next, it's my personal honor to recognize Mr. Howlie Davis. I am not going to read his bio. It is printed in our program. I will not. I did find out your middle name was Rhett in this process, though. So that's Howlie Rhett Davis. He's going to kill me. Yes. I want to just have you come up. I know you have some words and some guests here you want to acknowledge. But Howlie, just on behalf of WICERS, we want to say a huge, huge, huge thank you. Going back to your CH days, the first time I talked to you about this conference, you were like, I like it, let me figure it out. And you did, and you have, and you do. We love you. We thank you. You're my guy.
It's very hard to follow the indomitable Xernona Clayton. So I want to give my love, and being on the dais with you is just a wonderful thing. But thank you very much, Daphne, to the dais guests, Madam Mayor, elected and appointed officials that are here, my friends, and the WICERS audience. It's such a high honor, and I am truly humbled to receive this award in the great global city of the city of Atlanta. This is where my adult life started. Rolling up on the campus of Morehouse College, I was in awe of the institution and this beautiful city. Two people in the audience today, Eugene Duffy, Rodney Strong, will y'all stand up, wave, please? Or upperclassman at Morehouse at the time, befriended a lowly freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. They presented me with the great opportunity to experience an only in Atlanta lifetime experience, to meet and campaign with the larger-than-life Mayor Maynard Holbrook Jackson. Mayor Jackson's infectious energy, focused mentoring on minority business, and his commanding presence changed my pathway. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Rodney, for giving me that opportunity. The next milestone in my Atlanta odyssey was becoming friends with my classmate, the Honorable Martin Luther King III. Martin, would you wave? Ultimately, sometime after graduation, Martin decided that he wanted to chart a path in public service. And as a friend, he asked if I would assist as he made his decision and moved into the electoral arena. Martin had decided that he was going to do this career path in politics. He asked me to help set up and run his primary campaign for Fulton County Commissioner. That was quite a campaign. It had national spotlight, and it had national implications. And with Rodney taking over in the general election campaign, Martin became Fulton County Commissioner. Then early in Martin's tenure, Fulton County, the city of Atlanta, and the state partnered to host the 1998 Democratic Convention. I was appointed to the host committee through Martin's help, and working on the host convention team then opened up other opportunities for me at the national level in Washington. Thank you, Martin, for those opportunities. There are many others in Atlanta. The late David Franklin, the Dean of the Georgia House, Calvin Smyrie, Mayor Shirley Franklin, And again, Xernona Clayton, just a sidebar. 1993, as I served on the White House staff, we got a call from Turner Network, and it was from Xernona Clayton's office. And she requested a proclamation from then the new president, William J. Clinton. And it fell to me within the Office of Public Liaison to get that proclamation done. And then I was then picked to travel to Atlanta. And for the 1993 Trumpet Awards, I was able to deliver that proclamation at that ceremony. So it's just a wonderful day today for me. Such a great journey. Coming full circle back to Atlanta for this award presentation is very, very rewarding. Celebrating the 5th anniversary of WICERS. 5 years ago, as Daphne just mentioned, CH2M Hill, the predecessor company to now Jacobs, decided to invest in WICERS. And we are still here, and we are very proud to be continue to be a part of WICERS. Thanks to my CH2M Hill teammates and former teammates, Jared Dickerson, who's here, who was the regional manager at that time and was integral in the first sponsorship. And then now my Jacobs team is here. Y'all wave. All the Jacobs folks wave. And my boss, Gary Nuss, flew in all the way across country to be here. Thank you for being here, Gary. And then the co-founders, Jan, Daphne, and Heather, and the great WICERS team, and including the super volunteer, well, she's not even, oh, she's back there. Natalie Knight, thank you so much for this award. I just have one thing that I want Jan, Heather, and Daphne to do. Take WICERS national. Go to Denver, go to Houston, go to LA. They need this. Do that. So thank you all that are here. Thank you to my friends who took time out of their busy schedule to be here. And thank you to the WICERS family.
Yes, we have a brief video we would like to show as well.
How'd y'all get a video?
We're crafty.
Okay, all right.
Working in politics certainly has its challenges. As with any other industry, it is how you go about your work and who benefits from your work that define your success. From his early years, Howlie Davis has not only understood this, he has lived it in every area of business he has worked in as he has risen to the top. Having once served in senior level positions on the Clinton-Gore presidential transition team, the administration of Presidents Bill Clinton, and the Obama-Biden presidential transition team, Howlie knows the impact of good politics to help all Americans achieve the American dream. His belief that government is representative of the people to assist the people in their communities is at the heart of his daily approach to his business goals. As a respected and effective political strategist, Howlie is a veteran of numerous local, state, and national political organizations and campaigns. Howlie Davis has a deep understanding and history of communicating on every level about how government works with and for American citizens for a better today and tomorrow. For that reason, congratulations, Howlie Davis. You are a recipient of the 2019 WICERS Level Award.
So I'm gonna share, everyone is laughing at me because I'm being a little emotional today, but I know, see? I am a small business owner, many of you know, and there are two men in this room who, in 2002, when I started my business, really took a chance on me. One was Dean Bell, who's here, and we thanked him the other night, and the other was Howlie Davis. And so this is emotional, because when a big company takes a chance on one woman in Atlanta, Georgia, to represent them, it means a lot. And so, thank you. All right, whew, it's a lot. It's been a great day and a half. I hope all of you that have been with us since Monday night when we kicked off the Mayor Bottoms, and yesterday was an amazing day, and then today just wrapped it all up. So we want to again say thank you. Howlie has given us a challenge, and so, I think we will entertain how do we take WICERS on the road. We'll be calling on our friends, Gary, Becky, and all our other friends that have supported us here in Atlanta. We'll look forward to having that conversation and figuring it out. Mayor Bottoms, keep doing what you're doing. You're making us proud. And last but not least, it's funny, Mayor, how much you're in synergy with WICERS. At your State of the City, when you said your theme, the best is yet to come, guess what? That was ours too. So we're in lockstep. So we're gonna kick it off. DJ Camille, take us out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you in WICERS 2020.
Out of the tree of life, I just picked me one.